Hey, hey, hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, welcome to yet another episode of Total Stitch Podcast. Good evening, everybody.
Good
evening. I feel like I should be like,
hello.
I feel like I should be like Mr. Rogers and like change my shoes, put on a sweater.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yeah, but we're not wholesome entertainment like that.
You know, we need like the train in the background.
Yeah.
Raleigh.
What do they call it? The not Imagination Land, but what do they call it?
The land of make-believe.
That's it, Land of Make Believe.
Well, you want a cute show that goes along with like Mr. Rogers is Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood.
Well, that's the same.
Pretty much,
thing.
it's an homage to Mr. Rogers. It's really cute.
Oh, cool. Oh, cool. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know they had something like that.
Uh-huh.
So, how is everybody doing?
Doing pretty good.
Stable. How did everybody?
It's another week in the mouth of madness.
Did you survive last?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
In Ronaland.
Ronaland.
We do have something to celebrate, girls. Has anybody looked at how many views we had on last week's show?
Yes.
Yeah, we had
232.
Really?
One of our most popular episodes that we've had.
Wow.
It is.
Good stuff. That is awesome.
I hope that show will also drum up some more business for Shannon. That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I've been messaging her back and forth this week because I'm getting a party scheduled. I think I do believe I invited all of you.
Yes, I did see the invite.
I did see the invite. I just haven't got a chance. I haven't got one yet. My phone died. I need to plug it in.
My baby sister-in-law accepted the invite, and I'm going, this is going to be weird. I've known this girl since she was 7. It's going to be very strange.
And you gotta assume that she's gonna be sexual. Like, it is what it is. At some point, you just get over it. Like, it's gonna happen.
It'll be a different bonding experience for you two.
I don't know if you guys watch the guys on Wednesday night, the figure banging stuff at all. Figure banging, you don't watch it?
Yeah.
They do like a lot of transformations and just figures sometimes. But anyway, they were at the end of the show last night. They started talking about last week's show, and it was I think Ace was like, I couldn't watch. I've seen some of these ladies in person, and I just I know them, and I just didn't want to hear some of the things. And it was just kind of started laughing. Like,
tell him to watch the penis episode.
Yeah. What would you do with it?
Cocktail
I guess sometimes we don't think about the fact that some of these dudes are like our brothers, and they probably don't want to.
Well, isn't that what this is for? Is to let everyone know the different facets of us, and
we're all sexual beings.
We are.
Yeah,
that's one of our human instincts, or just nature instincts.
Children, how else do you think
Like, I
don't want to think about my parents having sex. They're found in the cabbage.
Well, when you've heard it as an adult, you just get over it at that point. It's like, whatever.
Okay, so have any of you ever walked in on your parents?
We've talked about that before.
Yes.
I've walked by.
That's right, yeah.
I've walked by them and heard my mother as an adult having sex with my stepfather.
I know Jason's walked in on his mom.
Do you remember me saying stuff about like the monkey and the dog noises that my parents used to make?
Yes.
I might not have been on that episode.
Scarred for life. He
walked in on his mom.
Bet.
He stepped out a blowjob.
I
heard my parents way too much.
Do you guys know why I can't comment in the chat?
No idea.
What? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have any way
Chan?
of commenting.
Yes, ma'am.
So are you now traumatized so much that you can't go to the zoo?
I own dogs. I don't know.
Right.
I get, fair enough.
Could you go to the ape house in the
I don't know. I'd have to give it a try.
Okay.
Give some PTSD.
We're gonna have to. Yeah, we'll have to take Chan and see, because you have to go with a group. That way we know whether or not you're going to completely freak out when you start hearing them.
Agreed.
Freaking out.
No.
Yeah.
Let's do that. I'm in.
Oh, that would be fun.
Hell yeah.
Or,
We'll go to her
It would be, wouldn't it?
watching an elephant.
Oh, no.
Oh no, I've watched turtles. They make cool noises too.
Yeah, that's the one
no.
that they do that.
No.
Cat scream.
I have never watched
Vile
Go At It.
creatures.
Now I have to.
It's pretty hilarious. I think it was like a middle school trip to the Washington Zoo, and we went past like the tortoise, habitat, and they were doing it. Dude was like drooling all over her head and everything. It was all fucked up. All the kids are like, "What are they doing?" I'm like, "Well, when I was 5 years old, my mom gave me this book."
And the teachers they're hugging.
They're hugging.
Yeah, they're hugging really hard. There you
Really
go.
hard.
Yeah.
Oh no, dude! My
my
parents
God.
sat me down and made me watch the video. What's happening
Yeah,
to
so
me? And this was back when you had
no.
to rent a VCR and
No,
yeah.
I thought about it.
It
I
was
don't
bad.
think I've ever had
I never
my mom have the sex talk with me or any of that stuff. Like I think I just
Yeah.
knew from
Oh,
friends
no.
or something. Like I don't think I ever
Interesting.
really had it. I don't remember it happening, at least. Like unless she like told me, girls have vaginas and boys have penises. Like I don't know if I just wasn't that. But I know I've seen my mom had a book of like how to talk about sex to your child, but like it goes through the ages and stuff like that. So I've seen it. I just don't know if she's ever had it for that conversation. I felt like I've always just kind of knew from my friends, because my friends were always very open about it. And we, you have sleepovers and you talk about, dirty things and whatnot, like all that type of stuff. And you kind of just learn from there. And then the rest, I guess, is just sex education in school. Like I remember 6th grade being separated, boys, girls, and you're learning about your period and body hair and all that stuff. And then
By that
what was
time,
it?
I already had my period, and I'm sitting there
Ugh.
going, "Are you guys serious that you're just now teaching us?"
yeah, teaching us all that. Yeah.
I was in 4th
grade.
grade. Like,
Ask your sister, and you'll learn more in school.
Very simple. Maybe that's why I never had the talk, because of maybe she relied on the school teaching me of stuff or something.
my aunt actually
You're
made
in public school.
my aunt asked me to actually talk to her kids about it because she couldn't do it. So she was like, and I was a teenager at the time, and I'm sitting there going, "Oh my gosh!" Like,
My mom handed me a book and she said, "Read this," and then I was like, "Okay," I was like, "This is nice." So yeah, sex ed in school was actually very, very eye-opening for me, because I sat there in sex ed and I was like the one that had my hand up all the time. Wait a minute. So, and I even brought my book with me to sex ed class all the time. And I'm like, okay, is for real? Is all this stuff in here true? I have never seen that book, but let's go through it. I think I traumatized my daughter, though, because I drew pictures. And I'm a terrible artist, by the way. So, yeah. I drew some really bad pictures, but yeah. And she'll to this day, she's like, to this day, she's like, I will never forget the pictures at all whatsoever. She was like, because as soon as you ask her, we'll get to talking, and I'll be like, like the sex talk, and she'll be like, "Oh God, no sex talk, no pictures, don't need drawing."
Please.
Bad.
I shouldn't ask her about the drawings next time we see you guys.
So in high school, I went to a private Christian high school, right? And the teacher, they gave the one teacher who could not say the word sex. We broke the teacher.
Oh no.
So like
sex ed, not say sex. I mean,
she couldn't.
That's Christian school for you.
She would walk over, close the door to the classroom, and go, "Sex," and then open up the door, and then we'd continue. We broke the freaking teacher.
That's awesome.
Don't have sex to get pregnant.
And the worst part was we actually had one person get pregnant in our class. Of the 9 girls that were in my class, one of them got pregnant and got kicked out of school for it.
oh my God!
Wow.
I'm like, well, you should have did it sooner.
Right.
I don't-
It's this taboo around the education about it. Like, if you let them know, they'll know what to do with it. You can't prevent it. It's going to happen. They just need to know how to not either give themselves lifelong diseases or pregnant.
We need to
So
talk about contraception and
Nice,
birth control.
Oh, they don't talk about that. They talk about abstinence.
Abstinence, which is just not the
sex
best
is
thing.
a thing.
They don't even encourage things like masturbation a lot of time too, right? Like
Oh,
that's
no.
even
Which I wish they would,
No,
because
they
I think that would
at least
solve some
least
shit.
encourage that
Best
so that we
way
can
to
get their
relax
frustrations
yourself.
out.
Right.
Well, you get some,
Yeah.
you also learn more about your body
Mhm.
with masturbation and stuff.
Well,
you're
then
like, oh, I like this, or oh, I don't like that.
that too, but
Or,
like if
you know,
Yeah, and then you can tell your partner.
yeah,
oh,
Yeah.
that, yeah,
but
but
worry about it.
you can also position yourself where you don't have to tell your partner because you know where everything's at.
Yeah, you just
Like, no, here, yeah, right, yeah,
saying.
yeah.
I'm gonna move this leg right over here, and you're gonna.
Uh-huh,
There
yeah.
you go.
Move your hand to here, and yeah, you're good.
Positions. I mean, like it can be that easy if it has to
Oh,
be. But it's one of those things where I agree that I think that that's something that should be brought up instead because too many things are taboo, and then people are embarrassed to talk about it.
which is ridiculous.
Exactly.
There
There
were-
were-
And that's the
talk
whole
about it
thing is
now.
if you start,
There were so many
they start
teenage
sex ed at like what, 6th grade or so?
Mine was
They
6th
start at
grade.
like 6th grade
Mine
or
was 6th
so.
grade.
If you start talking to kids in 6th grade that it's okay to touch yourself, it's okay to do this. This is, it's natural. It's something that it's body exploration. And if you started opening the dialogue, then they would be more apt to be more open with their partners, with them, with their doctors, with their family members, their moms and dads.
And I feel like we need to get rid of that stigma of losing your virginity, like it's some car, like some
It means nothing. Okay, it really doesn't.
thing.
You can break it even before you start having sex.
I did it when I was a kid, like at 5 or 6 years old on a tricycle.
Yeah.
I remember I had to pee in a tub of water in order to do it because of the cut.
And it's like guys feel like it's this, and I'm like, it's not a big deal. You're sticking your penis into my vagina.
Let's get over
And
it.
half the time,
Right.
the first time is not comfortable.
Yeah.
Oh, that first time? Oh.
No.
Yeah.
So
It
it's
is.
like this stigma of like, I'm not opening up my wallet and handing you a card saying congratulations, you're the winner.
I feel like I want to though.
Do you want
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
Get one of those those singing cards that you're like ta-da or something like that.
You win the birthday prize.
I can see. Open it up and it goes, "You are the champion of my charity."
That's something great. That's how I'm gonna scar my kids. Once I find out,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get them a card like, congrats.
Yeah.
No, you're gonna find out. You're gonna get one of those cards. You're gonna like, congratulations!
You did it.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
I told my mom right after it happened. I was so just open with her because
No
she had
way.
been very open with me.
I
But
didn't
you
tell
got
my
to
mom.
remember,
Not me.
I was 22
Right.
and I was engaged. And my dad, my mom tells my dad because I tell her not to tell my dad, and what she do? She goes and tells my
Tells
dad.
your dad. Yeah.
And my dad's like, "Damn, I was beginning to think there was something wrong with him."
Wow.
My parents think I've been with 3 guys.
Is that
and
false information?
Because they don't realize it's been with.
Oh no!
Well, hopefully they're not watching the show to find out right now.
Oh, no. And honestly, who cares now?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the other part of it is, I feel like as long as there's another stigma. I feel like as long as you're being safe, why does it matter?
Yeah.
Yeah, how much
Yeah.
it is. It's once again, it comes back down to education and all that jazz. I never really even told my mom that when I lost my virginity. I think she just kind of assumed at some point since I was going out late and not coming back home till early in the next morning. So I think at that point she just kind of figured that is happening. So
I don't. I think my mom was afraid that she
My
scarred
mom-
me, and then I'd never have sex. I think that she threw sex in my face
Surprise! You now have
so
2
much.
children.
Right. Well, I mean, on top of, I mean, I didn't tell
My
her
mom
about
thinks
anything.
Stork brought them.
Oh, there you go. A giant
Well,
bird.
My mom
living
thought
amongst my
for
doorstep.
sure. My mom thought for sure that Russ was my first. I was like, you keep thinking that. Go right on ahead.
So
She went to
speaking of-
her grave thinking that Russ was my first.
So
Yeah, that's
speaking
all right.
of storks, do you guys remember
Good.
like back in the 90s when you could order like those storks you put in your front lawn?
You can
Or
go
like
get them.
when you were like
And you write all the
expecting-
stuff on the bag, yeah.
Yeah, for some reason they like popped in my
Yeah.
head one night and I was like, I wonder if anyone else remembers those because I always thought they were really cool.
I've seen Yoda ones.
That's awesome.
Oh,
One of my
totally
neighbors,
cool.
they didn't quite do a stork thing, but after the baby was born, they had a sign out in front of their house that was implanted saying like baby's
Oh.
born, the date, all that type of stuff. It was like all the information of the baby. I guess so that they didn't get bothered or something. But like,
I think
here we go,
they need-
baby's here. This is
I
the
think they need
information
to
of it.
like make one that looks like a vagina and be like,
Okay, no, okay.
Have you seen? I saw on
It's an
freaking
oyster.
Facebook
I
one
swear,
time,
it's an
somebody made-
oyster.
Somebody made for a baby shower a vagina-shaped cake with a baby's head popping out of
I was
it.
about to mention that.
It was for the baby shower. Like, oh my gosh!
carefully,
Yeah, I was going that.
They showed the baby in like active birth,
Yes.
and they make a cake out of that. So there's like the labia and also pubes, and then there's like,
Yeah.
a giant baby doll in the center of the cake. I'm like, why? Who wants this cake?
Someone.
I'm sorry, but there's a lot more happening down there than just the baby coming out of the head.
Oh, don't
Coming out.
remind me. I'm not excited about that. No.
I feel bad for the baker who had to make that cake.
No, wait. Actually, I think there were some cakes that actually had poo on them too. Like model poo.
gosh!
No,
Like,
model
that's-
poo. I thought like
yeah,
real
not
poo. Oh my
actual,
God.
no, but like model, like they wanted to get as realistic as
That's
possible.
just
Here I go, why?
appetizing.
Right.
I did a giant penis cake for my one girlfriend's birthday. It was huge.
That's different.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
yeah.
hilarious and amazing. So.
Yeah.
Sorry, Vinny, you
It was-
walked in at the
I
wrong
love
time.
that.
It was-
of
It was
conversation.
really fun too because you know those Pyrex bowls, the glass ones. You can actually
Yeah.
bake in them, and I
Yeah.
poured I did like half the batter in 2 of the same sizes, so I could make the balls.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, sweet.
And then I took a
Did you?
like a
Did you put-
frosting thing and squeezed like white frosting inside the balls and down the shaft of the middle of the penis and then out at the head and snorted it up.
Oh
You're
my
anatomically
God.
correct.
I have to find pictures.
Did you put the wrinkles on it and stuff?
Did I what?
Ripple.
The ripples.
Did you
No,
put the
but I-
wrinkles on it?
I
The
put
little
veins
wrinkles
on it,
stuff
and I shaved some fudge for the hair on the balls.
Oh,
Oh my God.
I'll have to
have-
find
Who
pictures.
did have a mushroom head?
awesome.
Mhm. Oh yeah,
That's
because
really great.
I used another bowl to make the head of the penis. I just split it and spread it out a little bit before I iced the cake, and that's where I put all the white frosting. Was like up inside.
That's
It was
fantastic.
retarded.
Oh,
I
that's
dyed
nice.
the-
That is awesome.
I dyed the frosting flesh tone and all kinds of it was just ridiculous. It was really fucking
That sounds awesome.
big fat blue vein down the middle of it.
That is a labor of love right there.
Oh,
That
it was
reminds
a-
me,
it's a lovely day.
for my bachelorette party, my best friend, she made this cake with a Ken doll coming out of it, like a male stripper.
Nice.
It was like, and
Oh,
she like stuck
geez.
these penis straws in the top, so they were just like coming out. So it was just like penises everywhere. It's so funny. I actually saved
Oh
2 of
my
them, so I still
gosh.
have them. They're just the greatest things ever. I'm just like, I have straws with penises on the top. So
All you have to do is go to Spencer's and you can get all the penises you want.
Well, she even got those little, like the little
Yeah.
cute ones that you squish. They're like squishing, and they have the cute little faces on them. Those little dicks.
You can get penis gummy candy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I've
that
had them.
bachelorette
They're
stuff.
actually pretty
Yeah.
tasty too.
Oh,
Yep.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm.
we had Yeah, one of the girls that I used to work with, she brought in like 2 big bags of them. She was like, "Here, you want some gummy bears?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I got a handful, and I looked, and I went, "These are not bears; they're penises." And you handed me a handful of dicks. I said, "Don't I work with enough
bag
dicks?
of dicks?
I now have a handful of dicks." Yes, she had a bag of dicks. I was like, "That's
I actually found it. I can't believe I fucking found it right now.
Photo?
I'm gonna try and find the
Sweet.
cake. I know I took a picture.
I thought this picture was gone forever and ever and ever.
Okay, give me a moment. I'll try to pull it
Oh
up.
shit, Chad!
That was a while ago. It's
Oh
a,
my god.
Awesome.
it's a blurry ass old
Okay,
picture
let's
that was
see.
taken with a flip phone because this happened a long time ago.
It's
It's a
wonderful.
terrible picture.
Oh my god! I'm
that's
digging the
awesome.
vein.
I'm
That is beautiful, and
That
the
was
balls.
It was ridiculous.
That is just gorgeous.
We had a lot of
I
fun.
like the
That's
bullet.
a hell of a dick right there, too. That guy was well hung.
You should have seen that thing. You should have seen that thing because the middle of it, the shaft itself, and we're not talking about the balls or the head. The shaft itself was as long as a sheet cake. It was cut in half and then stacked on top. So that's
That's wonderful.
Oh, jeez.
that's a monster, man. That's a monster cock right there.
Monster
It is definitely. It is a cock and a half.
It's majestic.
That is beautiful.
Majestic.
Sorry.
Did you
Oh
see
my
the cock?
goodness.
There's the cock.
God damn, that's huge.
I know. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Penis
my
envy.
It's very girthy. It's very girthy.
Yeah, that's my penis.
envy?
I got some
Yes,
little
it
balls
is.
because I jerk off a lot. So
Oh my
I
gosh.
know.
Is Russ feeling a little penis envy
That is-
after seeing that?
Penis envy.
no, he shouldn't. We'll
Poor
show him a
Rose, I
picture.
think.
We'll show him a picture of naked
Oh
Trump,
my
and then he'll
God.
feel better about himself.
Oh no, thank you.
Oh.
Not again. No thanks. I'm good.
That
Sorry.
that
That's
thing
vile.
hurts your eyes.
Hasn't
It
it?
hurt my
though?
soul.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I'm
It's
scarred
burned
for life.
into your isn't it burned into your brain? It's like burned into your brain now, and it's
Yeah,
like you
thanks.
just can't get it out. It's
I needed that in my
I
head.
had forgotten about it till you mentioned it.
That's awesome.
That's gross. I don't know what's going on there.
Oh, trust me, I have
That
plenty
is-
more.
hey,
That right there, that's nursery.
that's gorgeous.
Cool.
I mean,
Yes. That is beautiful.
if you've never seen the birth of a pumpkin, I mean, right there you go.
Yeah.
That's how it happens. That's exactly.
Guess?
Yep.
Okay.
Mama, where do pumpkins come from?
Now you can save that picture and be like, "This is where pumpkins come from, sweetie." Anyway,
You're gonna confuse them. They're gonna go to school and be like, "This is how pumpkins are born," and the other kids are gonna look at them super strange. And it's not gonna end well.
so
So I had
This
people
is how we
actually.
scar our children.
Yeah, I actually, for nursing school graduates, I decided that I was going to be really funny, and I went and got a brand new bedpan. It hadn't been used. Okay. But they were like completely offended that I brought ice to them in a bedpan. And I'm like, it's a piece of plastic.
right.
Has not been used. Don't
It's
worry.
probably just the
Used.
thought of it. They're like, no. So I have a
You should get
question.
them one of the little urinals and have them drink out of it.
Have
Put a
any
straw
of
in it.
to go according with
Yep.
like our little title here? Has anybody else had negative experience with fake eyelashes or leather pants or anything like that?
Fake eyelashes, yes. I had them, like, I was trying to put them on, and then they ended up like up here, and I couldn't get them set right, and then they just kind of
Oh,
like
no.
flopped off.
Hmm.
I
Has anybody
haven't.
tried those that magnetic one that you like put the liner on that has the I guess the magnets in it or the metal in it or whatnot, and then you
No, but I
they snap
should.
on.
I should try that.
Apparently, you have to do like 2 layers of the stuff to work. I've seen people do reviews and things of that nature, but apparently they do work. It just takes practice to kind of really get it down.
I guess it takes practice to do the
I've
eyelashes
I've
too.
never worn fake eyelashes.
I
Yeah,
did
I've
once.
never worn fake eyelashes. My sister tried to get me to, and I can't do it.
I'm too scared with having
I can't even get
contacts.
eyeliner on straight. So.
It didn't hurt me with
Yeah, you'll get them in.
contacts. But somebody else put them on me.
Oh.
Why would they hurt if they were with contacts?
I just worry because I've always just
Get the
been
glue,
so-
guys.
well, I don't know that, but it's just I was always worried of like because I wear hard contacts of them like popping like the contacts popping out.
I didn't have any problems with my contacts with them. What are you doing, Chan?
I'm hitting the mic with my phone by
Yeah,
accident.
lashes don't do any of that type of nature for it. But if there are magnetic in terms of not magnetic eyeliner, but magnetic on both sides, essentially that they pinch your lashes in the middle too. You kind of
It's
do. I haven't
logical.
seen any I haven't seen any reviews on that one, but I do know that those kind of exist. Of course, they're going to be more expensive, but when I wear
And I don't
lashes, they're
even-
not affecting anything of that nature. Like it's
Well.
not. You've got to be putting them like on the top of your actual natural lash line.
Yeah.
They won't have any effect. They're not molding or pulling your eyelid up or anything of that nature. They're actually very flexible, and so they mold to your eye, not the reverse for it.
Yeah, I actually didn't have any problem with them when I did wear them. And they really do make your eyes pop.
Oh yeah, they give them more pizzazz, especially with the more eye makeup you have. It just adds that extra zing to it. Even if it's just like a basic thin style eyelash, it does make a difference. I mean, there's like the really big fancy drag ones that you can do, and those I can't even wear glasses with because they just go
Right.
Well, normal glass. I have to watch because with
Way too
normal
long.
glasses, my natural eyelashes actually do hit the it hit the glass. So with the fake ones, yeah, I wasn't even able to blink. I couldn't wear my glasses at all.
No, I'd have to do contacts with it if I do it. Or before I wore contacts, I would just glasses only, and I would put my glasses on if I needed to do something like drive or pay attention, but then they would be off for wherever I'm going because I can function decent enough without my glasses. I just can't read anything or
If
something.
I
I'm
don't
blind
have
to
my
that.
glasses or contacts, I don't see anything. It's
I'm
all
blinded to
fuzzy.
that.
I'm very nearsighted.
I can't read
I
without
am.
mine on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
mine are
Very
now.
you're
I've
all
gone from
blurry.
this past year.
Yep.
This past year, I went from being just nearsighted to now I have bifocals, and I'm like great. I've reached old person status. The bifocals, I don't like them. I'm going to end up switching out to line bifocals because your line of vision is almost dead center. It's the good vision. Everything else is blurred. It's such a small area where you can see right. So I'm like, I think my next ones are just going to be line bifocals. I'll go complete old lady and I'll get the line bifocals. Screw it. Why pay the extra money anyways? Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll put down my nose at work and I'll be like, "Excuse
You
me."
need to get like the chain so you can like.
Yeah, take them down.
Or you can
That's
do
a
like
good
my dad.
idea.
I'll send you a picture of what my dad did. It's hysterical.
Or like the ones that you use for like
I need
camping and it like cinches in the back of your
Yeah.
sports
ones.
I would need instead of the chain, I would have to get the one with the pearls. You know what I mean? The fake
Oh,
pearls.
no.
That'd be the big fat old lady
Yeah.
pearls.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
I need
Oh,
the
yeah.
sports ones now. I need the sports ones now. Because
Yeah.
I swear, every time I work out, I do push-ups and they're like, you know, just they're literally
mine
hanging off
too.
my ears. And I'm just like, no, stop.
Right. Well,
Yeah, mine don't
I
have,
usually
like,
wear a
the
band.
nose pieces either.
Yeah.
Mine are just plastic, so they like. I think the nose pieces would make them slide even more. Maybe I don't know because mine
I
are
don't
just.
know. Mine have the nose pieces, but they're also kind of old. I think I just need to tighten them. So
I wear the like the bands, the whatever they are, the plastic rubber things on them when I go to like theme parks and stuff like that, so they don't fall off when I'm on roller coasters. Even though the majority of roller coasters, the G-forces are going to keep your glasses on your face anyways. But just in case, I've had my glasses fall off on a water slide before, and then I made the lifeguard go down to the bottom of the pool and pick them up. Because I told him, I said, look, I can't leave this park without them. You don't understand. I cannot drive.
You can get like
Legally, I cannot drive
they have
without
water
them.
ones that have like where it connects to the back and around. It actually has a little bobber on it. Because I had those
So
when
they
I was
float.
when I was
really cool.
younger and I was in Girl Scouts. We used to do a lot of whitewater rafting, and I would have them. And so if like we got thrown off out of the raft, if my glasses came off, they would be bobbing. Oh,
That sounds.
this is one of the Jason's pair of glasses.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
They've got like the grips in here.
Mm-hmm.
And nose piece.
Yeah.
Very rugged.
These are his outdoor, like working on cars.
Oh, okay.
I actually have a pair of safety glasses with prescription in them that my sister-in-law got me for Christmas one year, because the robotics programs that we work with, that we do volunteer work with, you have to wear safety glasses the whole time, and safety glasses don't fit well over glasses. I don't wear contacts.
No, they don't.
So my sister-in-law was like, "No, I got you covered." She works at a optometrist office and everything, and she was like, "Here." So yes, there you go. So she gave me a pair for Christmas one year, and I have prescription safety glasses. Well, we have OSHA come in every once in a while at work. Well, if you go out in the shop, you have to have your safety glasses on. I reached in my bag, pulled out my safety glasses, and put them on. And the guys were like, "What are those?" I said, "Prescription safety glasses." They're like, "No shit. Where'd you get those?"
Hey, you gotta use what you gotta use.
I have family that loves me.
Oh.
And the lens, the cool thing is that the prescription lens that's in them, when my prescription changes, I can just get them popped out and put new lenses in.
That's nice.
So I don't have to replace the entire glasses, which is
That's
really cool.
really nice.
Yeah, see, I'm one of those. I have to be careful because with how nearsighted I am and the fact that I've got really light blue eyes, I'm more likely to be affected by retina tearing.
Yeah,
Oh.
Eric is too.
Oh, wow.
Eric has really, really bright blue eyes, and his prescription's like a negative 11.45 or something. So he's like absolutely nearsighted, and he is at such a high risk. They check him every single time he's in to see if he has tears.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I didn't know that was possible.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's really, really at a high risk.
I'm a high risk too. And I have floaters too.
I'm not.
Oh, I have bad floaters. I need to get those checked out. I haven't been able to.
Usually it's just
really
protein.
It's just For me, it's one of those. It's like I'll see them and I'll be like, and then I go, "Oh, there's nothing around me."
I have filaments. You know how when you get like an eyelash in front of your eye and you can see the hair, just the thin line of hair or whatever.
Yeah.
I had optic neuritis, and it damaged my optic nerve in my left eye to the point where I have permanent filaments that go through my vision, where it's like permanent hairs going through. Now your brain compensates for it, so you don't see them unless if I'm tired or something like that, then I'll see them. But otherwise, I don't see them. But yeah, they can get bad when I'm really, really tired. It's like, oh wow, this is pretty design in my eye over here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I see the floaters more like when I'm really tired or stressed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I don't know why I don't notice that kind of stuff.
With optic neuritis, what happened was I woke up one morning and I could not see in the dead center of my vision out of my left eye. I had peripheral vision all the way around, but I couldn't see dead center. It was like reverse tunnel vision, where I could see all around but not dead center. So yeah, that was definitely interesting, to say the least.
Oh fuck, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that led to a lot of other things. That ended up leading to my MS diagnosis. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Yikes. That was a fun year. Yeah.
How long ago was that?
But anyways, 2006.
No shit.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yep.
I would like to save up for LASIK. I don't know how expensive it is now, though.
I actually want to get
LASIK is though. The problem with LASIK is that you can only have it done once for one vision, whether or not it's nearsighted or farsighted. And when you get older, like let's say that you're nearsighted, when you get older and your reading vision starts to go, which happens as you age, you have to get reading glasses. Mm-hmm. They can't go back in and fix it and fix your reading. And if you have bifocals, you can have one eye set for reading and one. Yeah, but you can only go in. You can't have it tweaked too much, but you can't get it where you have reading and distance. And if you already wear bifocals, you can have one eye done for reading and one eye done for distance, which I think is really stupid. That's going to fuck up your your 3D vision
Yeah.
and your depth perception.
That would
I
be
would
weird as shit.
think.
No way. No.
Wouldn't
Like,
it?
hold on. Let me read this.
Yeah. One eye at a time, just one.
Yeah,
Then
like
the rest of your life are like this the whole other time.
what are you
That
gonna
or
do?
you just become a permanent pirate.
Yeah, like you just
Yeah,
move
move the pirate
like,
patch
hold
back
on,
and
I'm
forth,
driving. Oh, let me read this.
Or
I'm
you have a
driving.
monocle.
Let me read this.
You try to be fancy and wear a monocle.
One of my coworkers is so blind as far as distance goes, but his reading vision is perfect, except for it's like right up against his nose. So his glasses are in such bad shape that he'll take his glasses off and he'll pick something up to read it, and he's like this up against his to read it. And I'm going, what are you doing? You're right up into the. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I'm reading it. Put your glasses back on. Go get your glasses. Do something. Yeah.
Did you see the picture of my dad that I put up?
Mm-hmm. Did you want us to share it?
Yeah.
If you want to.
Sure.
He always sat there with his thumb underneath him to push up the bifocal because he could never get used to the.
Oh,
I went
like
looking down.
Yeah. Instead of looking
my
down,
God.
he could get the hang of it, so he'd push his glasses up. So that's what he's doing in that picture.
Yeah, getting together.
Oh, because he holds the paper up to read it.
Yeah,
Instead of keeping it down and just looking down like yeah.
Yeah, he would always hold the paper up. It was always this thing. Because I would always, as a kid, I'd come running through the paper. He gets so mad at me.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah.
Oh. Okay. Good.
So I was gonna say.
I know that. Good.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. You're fine.
Okay, I was gonna ask y'all. So, who has worn leather?
I mean, I technically have
leather pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would figure my two cosplayers have. Yeah, I have worn a leather shirt. Most uncomfortable thing I ever wore in my life. It just maybe it just didn't fit me right or something.
It might not have.
It just
Plus, you have to wear it long
wasn't
enough to conform to you. That's the thing. It has to conform to you.
I've worn suede, but not leather.
I've worn leather coats. What am I thinking?
No, there's
yeah.
Yeah. No, but I've worn leather. I've worn leather pants.
Mm-hmm.
Leather pants are a little bit of a different thing. I had tie up front leather pants. In fact, I still have them.
Oh wow! Were they like laced, like laced up in the front?
They were corset front.
Ooh.
For the motorcycle, for like wearing on a motorcycle.
Yeah, like that.
Sure.
Well, no, because I know a lot of.
I do believe there might have been boudoir.
Boudoir is more along the lines.
I wore mine to a club. So, I can't say that.
Were they crotchless, Casper? Were they crotchless?
No.
Were they assless?
Although at one point they were tight enough that if I bent down far enough, yes, they probably would have been assless.
Seems just went
poof. She had a blowout. Oh, and don't fart in them because they'll go
blowout.
Break.
There's nowhere for it to go.
That's called alteration.
They don't breathe at all. You start
doesn't it go like down your leg or something?
The sweat? Oh yeah. And the fart. And
My dad made jokes about my leather pants once because he saw me getting ready to go out. And he's like, do those have the same effect as pantyhose where like if you fart, it just runs right down your legs and out your toes? And I was like, that's fucked up, man. That's not even
pantyhose don't do that.
Farts go down pantyhose?
Right. That's what he thinks. Yeah.
No, they're nothing but little holes.
All right,
but yeah,
I know.
But as far as leather pants, they do not breathe at all. You sweat and it just runs down your thigh, and you're like,
hang on.
If you fart, When you pull them down, you smell
would
your
smell
fart
your
from an
fart.
hour ago. Yep.
Yes.
Oh,
It's
When
kind
you,
of
when you take them off, you have to like
You have-
peel them off.
Yes, you have to peel
Yes.
them off. Yeah.
God,
And they go,
do you have to lotion up before you put them on?
No lotion. Baby
no
powder.
lotion,
Baby powder.
baby powder. It has to be baby powder.
Baby
Or
powder.
that stuff that
Okay.
Shannon and I were talking about, the spray stuff.
Because you want to absorb all that moisture.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because otherwise it's going to be in your shoe.
Oh,
Yeah, think about that.
gross.
And you thought your
Oh,
shoes stank
God.
before.
Oh no.
Oh, that's why you wear open-toed heels.
Oh,
That way it just
have
runs
the world
right out
smell
down the
that?
heel and out your big toe.
You're walking down the sidewalk and you start dripping and people are like, ew. Ew.
What's happening?
You just piss your pants. Oh God, that would be hilarious. There was a story sometime about somebody was walking through a Walmart or something like that, and a lady in front of him just kind of shook her leg for a second, like a turd plopped out from underneath of her pants leg. I was like, oh God.
I've
Yeah,
seen that.
that-
I have
Yep.
seen that
Oh,
firsthand.
Vile.
that is disgusting.
I have seen that firsthand.
I mean, you know that you gotta poop. You know what I mean? Because
Some
I can
people-
understand
some
a wet
people
fart, okay, but an actual turd.
No,
You know
some
what I
people
mean?
don't. Some people do not realize that they've gone. Like if you have severe back injury, you might not know that you shit yourself.
Oh my God. Ugh.
That sucks. That must suck.
Yeah, that's awful, man.
Like if I didn't know I poop,
Mm.
I don't know what I'd do.
But it
okay.
sounds like this is Walmart, and there are creatures of Walmart. If you've ever been to the website,
Creatures of Walmart.
When I went to school in Western Maryland, I saw it all. Especially
Oh
when
yeah.
the monthly government checks were sent out, and you saw everybody rush into the Walmart and had carts
Oh
upon
yeah.
carts.
Mm.
Yeah, that was always scary.
Oh,
Yeah,
our
Maryland's
Walmart
still
over here. I live in a very rural county, and we have one Walmart in the county. And it is bad. Like you'll go in there and you'll see, the rednecks walking around with their Confederate flag T-shirts on and their camouflage Crocs, which that is just hello cat butt. With the camouflage Crocs on and the women with the fucking booty shorts, and I'm like, honey, you are 400 pounds. Do not wear the booty shorts.
Yeah,
Your booty ain't staying in those.
in the house slippers. See,
Yeah.
when I went to school,
Yes.
Western Maryland, the joke was depending on how the wind blew, you were either in West Virginia or in Western Pennsylvania. I mean, we were like
Whoa.
way up in like the little panhandle.
I know exactly where you're talking
Good
about.
old Strasburg, right next to Cumberland and LaVale.
Yeah, there you
And our Walmart was attached to the mall.
Oh
Huh.
gosh.
We called it the Mall Mart.
That-
go.
No.
Walmart.
That brings in a whole new crew.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And the West Virginians.
Uh-huh.
No offense,
Uh,
but they're fun.
Fun's
no
word.
offense.
There you go.
my
was
family in West Virginia is a ton of fun.
It
They
was
definitely are.
always going to the Walmart because you saw all types.
I saw one woman there the other day. She was wearing a lace skirt. She was a bigger girl.
Mhm.
A big girl. And I was
girl?
like,
Made you look
Yeah.
small.
yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we were wearing underwear that didn't quite fit. And the reason I knew she was wearing underwear that didn't quite fit because they created more of a thong in the front. And
Oh no. No.
Oh, it gets worse. Do you know how I know that she created a thong in the front? Because she forgot to
You can
put
see
the
through the skirt.
she forgot to put the under sleeve in the skirt.
Oh.
Oh god.
So all you were seeing was the
everything.
lace and then the underwear that didn't fit.
Whoopsie.
Yeah,
I was
Dress
like,
themselves.
because people just they really it's amazing just what people don't
Like all you have
realize.
to do.
There are
If you're that size,
There are
I think
some
it'd be the easiest thing to just wear a big dress and be done. Because then you'd be comfortable. You'd be like, I don't have to wear
Yeah.
anything else underneath, and it covers everything.
Oh,
I don't
trust
care.
me, I used to see
I've seen boobies out. I've
people
seen
walking around with colostomy whatever
colostomy bags.
bags
colostomy bags.
hanging out.
Ooh.
Cover that up.
Gosh.
I have seen women, they would wear a dress and you could tell they were not wearing a bra because their boobs were down to like their belly button.
I saw one
Oh.
lady, she had her pants on and her titties tucked into the top of the yoga pants.
Oh no.
And no
Oh,
top.
no.
That's impressive.
She was older too, wasn't she?
And
Like
they had
70,
been looking
wasn't
down. They had been looking down. She wasn't in her 70s. I thought she was like maybe in her 50s. But those titties are
Oh,
looking
wow.
down to the floor, and the yoga pants were pulled up to titty length.
Oh my gosh. That is not a bra, lady. That is not a bra.
I saw
Oh.
the shorts that were too tight and the lace up boots that went up to the thighs with like sky high heels. I'm like, I guess they're on a date. I guess she's trying to look for a man in Walmart.
Oh, did you hear Hooters and Smith and Wesson are forming a bond? They're going to call it Titty Titty
Really?
Bang Bang.
I want to go to that restaurant. I like that. I like that joke. It was nice.
Yeah, when you go to a Walmart out in the boonies, you see very interesting things.
Oh, you didn't even need to go out to
Yes,
the
you
Vinny's. Come to my Walmart.
Could just come to Pennsylvania for
It sounds like an
Oh, like
adventure.
Hey, Chan.
South Central Pennsylvania is a joke. Like,
Chan, going to Edder's Walmart in the middle of the night.
no, that's a good one. That's a good one.
No, no,
Mechanicsburg. Hold on.
Mechanicsburg.
Carlisle Pike is that's a good one too, because that's
Carlisle.
Yeah,
Carlisle,
yeah,
too.
I know that Walmart very well.
like Mechanicsburg one.
Mm-hmm.
Carlisle Pike.
And
Yeah.
the Carlisle one. Yeah.
Yep, I know those both well because we used to go to those a lot when we were up there.
Yeah, that's a fun one because the one on the Carlisle Pike is like right down the mountain from what is known as Perry County around here. And yeah, that's a mountain
Paddle
county.
faster, I heal banjos.
Well, the big joke was, you know, you better watch your boyfriend because if he's not screwing sheep, he's probably screwing his sister.
Oh,
That
Oh,
was
shit.
in Maryland. There actually was a trailer park just down from the Walmart, and Applebee's was like the date night place.
Well, yeah, because you can get 2 for 1.
Two for
2 for
one
the
at
20. 2 for
Applebee's?
20.
how
Yeah.
accurate it
2
is.
for 20.
But I will give it to they actually had
And the happy hour margaritas.
Right.
they
Yeah.
actually had
Yeah.
a pretty good steak place there. There was actually a pretty good steak place. Apparently, LaVale has actually like classied up a little bit. Apparently, they've actually put in a lot more.
Yeah, not where I grew up. Where I grew up, my father-in-law said that's where Perry County slid down over the mountain into Cumberland County.
Yep.
Hmm.
It's kind of a crazy place,
Oh, I
but
know.
I've realized I've never really been out of Central Maryland that much. I think I need to
Oh.
venture out.
Oh wow.
people of
Besides-
Walmart.com.
Take
Yes.
a drive west on 68.
I will, and
Just
I can
make-
introduce you to Gettysburg. Too.
Just make sure if you go on 68,
Gettysburg? Not Gettys.
Gettysburg.
Hold on.
Or is it
What about
Lancaster?
Lancaster?
You said it correctly.
No,
I
it's
know.
Lancaster.
No. No.
Well, you
It's the same thing.
Same way with Gettysburg. It's not Gettysburg. It's Gettysburg.
It's the same thing because when I was a kid, I would fight with people and say, no, it's Ellicott City, not Ellicott. And now I'm older, I'm like, no, it's Ellicott City. If you say it's anything other than that, you're wrong. It's Ellicott City. So.
Don't you find
It's
that
Ellicott
funny
City.
though?
Okay.
There's so many of those things where it's like little, like from where the area you're from, there's like specific ways of saying things or doing things or eating certain things or whatever.
Progress Avenue.
Progress Avenue.
There
That's
is-
right.
There is a town. There's a town in Virginia that's spelled bump ass. It's pronounced bumpus, but
Bumpus.
everybody calls it bump ass.
Yes.
It's bumpus,
yeah.
but everybody calls it bump ass.
Okay, hang on. Is it a
And
conspiracy?
it is.
Or is it
the
just
people-
me? Because, like, in Virginia, every time I go down to Virginia, I see Dumfries, Manassas.
Yes.
Hoodbridge.
Yep.
There's
Dump
bump
fries,
ass?
an asshole.
Hoodbridge.
Bumpus. Yep.
Pennsylvania's just as bad. We got
Woodbridge,
Blue
yep.
Ball.
Wait.
We
Don't
got
forget.
Burning Hands.
Yeah.
We've got Middlesex.
Intercourse and
Intercourse
paradise.
and Paradise.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Who's naming these
See, I
What's
got,
that?
I got all of the education on Pennsylvania when I
Oh
started.
yeah,
here.
we have Virginville too.
And Ems, guess what?
Oh,
That's
Jesus.
all in Amish country.
Yes.
Little
Oh my
tits.
God.
I never said that name, but that's what I know it as. Little tits.
Little
Little
tits.
tits.
Yeah.
Oh, my family now lives in
Don't even know.
Lynchburg, Virginia. So that's always weird to say, hey, we're in Virginia. Are you going? Oh, I'm going to Lynchburg.
Mhm.
Lynchburg.
Yep.
Strange.
There you go.
We have Falmouth, or people call Falmouth, but you will get looked at if you call it that in that area. It's Falmouth.
Hmm.
Because
Right.
it's where the
There's-
fall line, the waterfall line stops.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay.
So,
Right.
so what would you say Virginia is known for? Like, what's would you say you would take to another state? Like, if you're going to visit friends and you were taking something that would represent Virginia,
ham.
Virginia ham.
Peanuts.
Okay. I mean, fair enough.
Peanuts.
Fair enough. Okay.
And peanuts.
I guess Old Bay for Maryland.
But see,
That's all
if
we go for.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
Tobacco.
in Virginia, if you're gonna get Virginia ham, it has to be Smithfield ham, but you have to get it from the Smithfield plant that's in Smithfield. Because if you get it from just if you get just regular Smithfield ham, it could be packaged at another Smithfield plant, like out in the Midwest. So yeah,
Mhm.
Virginia
And
ham has to be. You have to be real picky with it. If it's
If you get the country ham, it is going to be super, super salty, and you have to soak it multiple times to get all the salt off. Otherwise, you
really?
literally will be eating a salt bomb.
I've never heard of this. I've never heard of that before.
Uh-huh.
Soaking ham, huh?
or
Never
you
heard
just
of that.
take it. Yep, to get the salt off. Yeah, or you can just
Have
do this.
you?
You slice it
Ems,
up.
have
throw it
you
in
heard
the
of that
frying pan.
before?
I never heard of that,
Have you
but
ever
I
soaked your ham?
yeah, I guess
No,
that's
it's
the ham, get that salt off of it.
Yeah, baby.
I mean,
Wanna
honestly,
lick
I
it?
have a joke.
Yeah,
on
prepare
that.
it.
When
I don't
someone
eat- I don't
says
eat
salty,
ham,
they
though.
they could brine a ham with it.
Every time I eat ham, I get sick, so I don't eat it much.
Yeah,
either.
I'm not a
Wow.
ham. Like the closest I get to any kind of pork is bacon, because bacon is good for me.
I love
Bacon
bacon.
is awesome for you.
I love bacon.
There is nothing wrong with bacon.
Even though I will admit,
Poor
there was
Bethany has to eat turkey bacon.
I'll eat
Hang on. Turkey bacon is really good. You can
yeah,
have that.
there was a
Hang on.
time period where I couldn't eat pork because I had like a gastrointestinal allergy, which has since passed since I had my accident. I don't understand that. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Anna, do you remember
Sometimes being away
realize
from it,
that-
like getting it out of your system for years, helps with it. Because I had a
It's
friend
5 years.
who was allergic to wheat, eggs, and milk.
No shit.
So she had to like not continually take it out of her diet completely. And then about a year later, slowly try reintroducing some of those to see if she can get it. And then the allergy was gone.
Wow.
It was really weird, but it was like you had to like, I guess maybe she was having too much of it or something of that nature, but she had to like cleanse her body of it and then reintroduce it back.
I don't know. See, because I think the issue wasn't even so much the pork as much as it was the nitrates, because there's so much nitrates in all of our food because of processing. That I think it's more like pork has excessive amounts of nitrates, and I think that's more what it was. But I did find out that there is some delicious turkey bacon on the market if you really, really look.
It's so good, and I guess my favorite bacon. Like I love bacon, but turkey bacon is like it gets this sort of like crispiness yet softness. And it has like this like it's so addicting sometimes. Like you just I just wanted to keep on eating it and keep on eating it. It's Max's favorite too. So he was like, oh, we got turkey bacon. I'm like, oh, you did. Oh, okay, yeah. Like,
That is crazy.
It's like jerky.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so good.
But when I bake up my bacon, I do it in a pound of it at a time, and I bake it until it's crispy to get most of the grease out, and then I strain it on paper towels. And what I do is I actually stick it in the microwave to get it to drip off a little bit more. And then
I typically cook my bacon on the griddle. I have to do a pound at a time because Rhea eats half of it. I can't even fry like a little bit of bacon because she will come down and snake it all. And I've done it in the oven a couple of times.
In the oven.
You know, it's okay, but to me, I think it's because I like cooking bacon on the griddle, you know, and whatnot. So, although it makes a big old mess because I get grease everywhere. Yeah, but I can't. If I've had turkey bacon in the house before, and Rhea has come downstairs and gone, "That's not bacon. That's not pork. I need pig." So
The problem with pig is that there are times that you go to cook it and you're like, "Oh, I smell pig."
That's never a problem. I love cooking pork chops. I love pork chops. And
I don't like the smell of pig. Like I just now I love scrapple. I'll eat one piece.
Oh, so do I.
And it makes me sick every single time, but I love it.
Oh, I don't like the smell. I don't like the taste. I don't like looking at it.
It has to be fried hard. This is a cultural thing. You have to slice it thin and fry it hard and put syrup on it.
I think it was my roommate.
Yes, thank you. Yep.
And do you remember?
Me and Russell kill off a pound of scrapple.
Do you remember?
I hate it.
Do you remember U-Crops?
What?
The grocery store U-Crops, Anna?
Yeah. Yep.
They're rolls.
Yep.
They're White House rolls.
Oh, yeah. Those were so good.
You actually can find them at Food Kitty.
Are they speaking
really? No, there was
You're silly.
a grocery store chain down here called U-Crops. And it was actually very old school. It was almost like Piggly Wiggly, only bigger. And
Piggly Wiggly.
And they went out of business.
Come on, you know what a Piggly Wiggly is.
It's a southern grocery store chain, and it's very southern. It's like they still have baggers and people that take your groceries out to your car for you.
What about Peebles?
Like
do you know what Peebles is?
And like U-Crops had like
Publix, yes.
Publix, yeah, I know that one too.
Circle K, yes.
And U-Crops had an area where like you could get almost like Wegmans, where you could get like fresh, like hot meals almost. They had the best chicken salad. You get the chicken salad, you get some of those rolls, and that's your set.
I mean, seriously, Casper, who are we to talk? We have a Wise Market where some people call it Weiss. So, you know,
it's true. We do have
now. They took a lot of the Food Lions. They sold the business. They sold the locations to Wise. So we have a couple of them around here.
That's awesome.
We also we have Lidl's too, and Aldi too up here.
Well, we have Aldi's. Aldi's has the
Aldi's.
best produce.
Yeah,
they have the best produce.
Lidl's is even better. They have a bakery in it, and they bake their own cookies and breads and stuff like that. You grab a loaf of bread, put it on the slicer, and they'll slice it up for you. Yeah.
Oh, wow. If my daughter heard you talking, she would run around going Lidl for like 20 fucking minutes. I swear to God.
Little.
Oh my God.
little. Yeah.
Needle.
When they first opened up, this is how uncouth my kids are, but it probably stems from me. For when Lidl first opened up, it is a German grocery store. Okay, it's a German-based chain. I took my kids to Lidl over in Culpeper, and my daughter's walking around, and they always have like in the middle aisles, they have like tank tops and kids' toys and stuff like that. You know, little stuff that they're selling. Well, they had shoes, and my daughter looks at me and she says, I wonder where they got the shoes from because it was little kids' shoes. And I was like, oh, dear God. And I was like, no, you're not going there. She goes, I'm going there. I was like, oh, no. She was like, oh, no.
Oh my God.
And she's like picking them up.
As soon as you said
little shoes. And I'm like, oh, no.
Oh my gosh.
as soon as you said the kids' shoes, I was like, oh shit.
That took me a second. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
I got it right away. I was like, oh.
You guys.
Damn, you look confused.
I am. But I'm trying to learn.
I told her, only you would cause an international incident in the grocery store.
A German grocery store. Think about it. German grocery store.
I'll
Little
switch.
kids' shoes.
Yes. No, don't drag on. Stop the topic.
We'll talk about it.
Okay, well, if it's that, it's
Stop the
where I'm
topic.
thinking it's going. Okay, yeah, no,
Yes,
I
stop
get
the
it. That's
topic.
cool.
Yeah, stop the topic.
Yeah,
Cool. All right.
It's
yeah,
very
that was
Very dark.
Very dark.
It was definitely one of those things where I'm looking at her going, oh my dear God, no, you didn't.
You did not go there, child. You did not go there, child.
Children will say the damnedest things to embarrass you.
You have no idea.
Oh, you better believe it. Yep.
Try
So,
a high
You know how it is.
I would take my nephew to the restaurant, and he was like 4, 5. He'd look up at the waitress and go, I'd like a thrown up salad, please.
Mm-hmm.
Salad. That's so
Oh,
cute.
no. And she looked at him like, he wants a tossed salad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
Thrown up salad.
Grown up salad.
And I'm
Thrown
sitting
up
there like,
salad.
it was his favorite food.
And then you have the kids that'll sit there.
Come on. Who doesn't love thrown up salad? Come on. Come
I
on.
love the restaurants that have the menu for like the kids. It's like, I don't know, or I'm not hungry, or I don't care. And it's like
We're
grilled
gonna get you something. So
chicken fingers with fries.
Yeah.
we'll get you some mac and cheese or pizza, and you'll eat it. So that's it.
He would ask for a tomato. He ate so many tomatoes the one year. We caught him sneaking out into the garden. My dad had this huge garden with tomatoes. He was picking them off the vines and just eating them like apples.
That's what my son did.
This kid ate so many tomatoes that he actually got sick from them. He started turning orange, and he was getting ulcers in his mouth because he ate from the acid, because he ate so many of them.
Oh my
I'm
God.
surprised it wasn't affecting his teeth and the enamel on his teeth.
Oh no, he's fine there, but he literally
Mine's not.
1 year.
My son has a serious allergy to citric acid, and I think it's because he was eating like tomatoes by the handfuls, and I didn't even know at certain instances.
No, you don't
Like
even know half the time, and then you're like,
and he's like
why are
3.
you
He's
orange?
like 2. I'm gonna say like 1.5, 2 years old, and he's running around sneaking. Like we had a cookout at a friend's house, and they had a bunch of family over, and they brought like big boxes full of tomatoes, and Elijah kept sneaking off. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? So I followed him at one point, and I see him standing in the corner of the garage with a tomato in each hand, just like, and just like the juice dripping down onto his chin. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? You don't do that. They're not your tomatoes. He's like, good, mommy. And I'm like, yeah, tomatoes are good. Let's get the fuck out of here.
I think it was one of the Winnie the Pooh like episodes where in Rabbit's garden, and he had his tomatoes, and you see the like the caterpillars eating it, and you see like the juice running down like their face.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
That's him. That was him.
That
And now
was That was
Now
my
he has to be careful with soaps and stuff like that because almost all soap, body washes, hand
citric
soap,
acid.
whatever has citric acid in it. So if he overuses or overeats,
Oh wow.
he breaks out all over his hands because he washes dishes at the pizza shop, and when he comes home, sometimes he's got blisters from the citric acid. It's fucked up.
Jeez.
He doesn't have gloves to wear.
Oh wow.
You know
It
how
gets
hard it
under
is
the
to
gloves.
wash. Yeah. I mean, he's either soaking them in the water doing the dishes, or his hands are floating in the gloves in the soapy water all night. Either way, he's kind of screwed. But yeah,
Yeah, that sucks.
you kind of wonder though if these things did not affect what's wrong now. You know what I mean? It's kind of funny. I don't know. Whatever.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, just like my
I
cousin.
didn't know that. I didn't know soaps had citric acid.
Mhm.
Yeah, almost
helps
all
get
soaps have citric acid.
Grease out.
Well, what I learned about is sodium lauryl sulfate.
Oh
That-
yeah.
So remember like on the what was it, weeks ago on one of our podcasts we were talking about OGX, the soap we use.
Yeah.
It's sulfate free, and I'm just like, yeah, I kind of noticed a difference because when I started using this, my hair is like a bit nicer, and it's it's more
Oh
silky. and
yeah,
whatnot.
man.
The soaps I used before, a lot of like commercial soaps have sodium lauryl sulfate, and it kind of clicked because I also saw this video online from this guy. He's a chemist, and he uses sodium lauryl sulfate to separate the proteins in brain tissue to study it. And I'm just like, wait a minute, hang on. So wait, this is meant to break down proteins.
Yeah.
And your hair strands are basically like long protein strands. And
Right?
I'm just like, wait a minute. I'm so glad I'm not using this anymore.
Crazy, huh? That shit's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's sulfate free, and so is my body wash.
It's nice.
Dude, do you love how your hair feels right now? Because I'm just
Yes,
saying,
I do.
I love my hair right now.
I need to get mine because mine's absolutely fried. You got to look at this, guys. I completely fried my hair with that dye.
You need to get some of that shit, man. That conditioner stuff. That conditioner stuff's the bomb.
Like I can't get it to calm down. I'm actually gonna probably have to cut some of it off just to get rid of them.
Yeah, I had to cut some of mine off. Remember that chick fried my hair and I was all freaked out for a while?
Yeah.
Because I had never had anybody bleach my hair before. Well, I still I probably have a good 4 inches on the top of it that still needs cut out. I just keep cutting it. Like every time I let it grow out an inch, dye it so you can't see all my gray hairs, and then I'll cut an inch out of it. You know, like just keep this cycle going and going. It's kind of
That's what I'm gonna have to do. It won't even take dye anymore because it's like really light here.
So
it's darker here.
If you get that overtone stuff, it'll cover that for a little while. It'll give you some time.
I did get some of the overtone stuff.
Good. It works really, really well. I love that shit.
Okay.
I remember it was one of the Brad Mondo, and this girl, she probably bleached her hair like 5 times in a row,
and it just breaks off.
I did mine 3 times
in
a row,
and he's just sitting there going, her hair's gonna fall out.
Yeah, man.
And it was like coming out in clumps. And she was like freaking out. I was like, at that point, I would have just shaved my head. I would have said,
I would have too. Fuck that shit. It's off. Bzz, gone.
Have you guys watched the Snog, Marry, or Avoid on YouTube? Snog, Marry, or Avoid.
Nope.
YouTube.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Oh, I know what you mean, but I've never seen it.
There's one girl that was actually she was like completely obsessed with bleaching her hair.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
And they had to literally it was falling out.
I will say this. I did get a little bit obsessed with that dating naked one that Grimm shared with us because that shit's funny as all get out. I love that. I died so many times watching that show.
I don't know that I could date naked. I'm sorry. They'd look at me and go, oh, woo.
I don't think so.
I got kind of sucked into it.
I don't think so.
It's one of the Facebook videos I got sucked, or is it no, it was on YouTube.
Watching them watch it?
No, it was it's the British version of 16 and Pregnant. I think it's called Underage and Pregnant, but it's not so much drama.
What did he just say? Russ, what are you talking about, buddy? We can't hear you.
Anna muted. I think he's having his
Is he having a heart attack? Don't say that. That's not funny.
No,
Sorry.
it's not funny.
Oh my god, no. Please don't.
No, I think he may be on with
Bad joke.
the Friday with the NASP.
Oh, by the way,
there you go.
something that happened in the geek world this week. Grant Imahara. Did you guys like see that?
Yeah, that
Oh,
was really
don't.
sad.
Oh, that was
I
so
cried. I cried.
I was devastated because like that's Eric,
love him.
like one of Eric's, mentor
Idols.
idols.
I
Yeah.
saw it and I was like, nah.
Yeah, I was a little surprised at that one too.
Yeah, that made me really sad. I saw that on Twitter and I was just like, are you serious? Like, what?
Yeah, like he was probably one of my favorite dudes, and the Mythbusters thing, I fell in love with all those guys on Mythbusters, and I knew who they were, at least most of them, prior to the show. But then when they all got together and they put together Mythbusters, I was just like, I was in it. I was just in it.
Like I so much want to meet Adam Savage because he reminds me so much of Eric.
Yeah.
Doesn't he? Like in looks and the way he acts.
I'll tell you what, I had like major girl crush. I mean,
Carrie?
like that's
Eric.
I love her
Eric
so much.
loves her too. She seems really sweet. I follow her on Facebook too, and
Nice.
Tori Belleci.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was sad when Mythbusters ended.
Adam Savage is still doing stuff on Facebook.
Yeah.
He's doing one day builds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that shit.
He was on one of the Josh Gates Tonight. What he's doing right now.
I
He was
love Josh Gates. That is like, ba-bum, ha. That's my
You got a crush there. Is that putting it nice and mildly, huh?
Oh, he is.
mildly.
I love watching him.
But I mean, look at him, look at Eric, look at Adam Savage. I've got a type.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Okay, I can see that. I can.
They're all red. Well, they're all red browns and tall and handsome.
Glasses
and witty and funny. Yeah,
genius, kind of
Genius.
mad genius kind of stuff.
yeah.
Mad scientist.
Do you guys have a type? Do you think do any of you have a type? Like a type? I don't know.
Yeah,
I go for
Yes?
that and blonde.
Big muscly blondes.
Blonde, red, brown. I don't usually go for the darks.
I
I do go for, although I will say, Will Smith is absolutely freaking handsome.
I always
He
had
is.
a thing when I was younger in high school. I had a thing on for Usher. Oh,
No shit.
when he had like the abs. Oh,
Yep.
There was one the other day. I didn't catch what his name was, and I'm sitting there going,
Like jaw to the floor kind of stuff.
I'm like, that made my mouth water.
You're funny.
Yep.
I have a type. When I was younger, it was
Every
like
once in a while.
muscly blonde dudes with like they had to have like more long hair. Like I wasn't too into like
oh, you were like the
shortcut.
OC guys.
Yeah, maybe. And I was like, more so. My husband is. He's just black hair and fair eyes, tall as fuck. So
you like the tall dudes, so that's your type.
I've always been for the tall. I don't want to say like heavy set guys, but like the big, big
Snuggly.
guy. Snuggly, big
Snuggly
guy.
bear.
And handsome.
I never really thought I'd like facial hair until I got older, and I started dating guys like with like the goatee, like the big hair, and
I love it.
the buzz cut look. And I mean, look who I married.
A big old teddy bear.
I mean, I married. And I looked back on like all my boyfriends except for like one, and I was like, oh my god, I do have a type.
My boyfriends were generally actually average height and blonde. Yeah,
Okay.
I never went for the tall, dark, and handsome. That just didn't appeal to me as much.
And for me, it's like I always wanted like a bigger guy because I always look at myself as like a big girl, and I'm like, I don't want to be with
You are
some
not a
guy
big girl.
that I'm not going to break during like sex or something.
No, I get it. I do. I definitely get it.
I'm like, I don't want to break them.
I've always liked bigger guys, and when Russ and I started dating, I'll have to go through and find the pictures of him. He was skinny, like skinny. When we started dating, I said, I need to feed you. And I did. I was like, I'm gonna get better cooking so I can feed you. And now he's nice and fluffy, and I can hold on to him.
I always liked artistic dudes, creative dudes, whether it was music or art or whatever it was. Like I always had a thing for the art guy. You know what I mean? Like that was always my jam.
For me, it's the intellectual, like the one that's really,
that too. Yeah.
Most of it for me has to do with the intellectual. Like they have to be on my level of weird.
Yeah, I tend to
and at least more intelligent,
but also challenging.
Yeah,
like I like challenging.
Me too.
Asshole.
Yeah, there we go. Asshole's a simpler term for it, but yes, challenging.
Is that where that goes, huh?
Yeah,
It makes you want to just because they always have to be right.
Or
they're really comical, but they get to the point that you're like, oh my gosh. Like, can you be serious for like 5 seconds?
Oh, he checks all those boxes.
Oh, I know.
Nine times out of 10, if a dude made me laugh, it was over. I was like, I'm in. I like you. Yeah, you're cool. You know, like that was kind of like a thing.
There's got to be a sense of humor. There's definitely got to be a sense of humor there.
Definitely.
I don't like dull people.
Can't be serious all the time.
Do you guys like still chase each other around the house?
Probably, yeah.
Yes.
No,
I haven't got a chance to in a while.
if I could run, he would.
He'll like just come up to me. He'll
know
like,
what I mean.
Poke he'll be like poking my face and like trying to be obnoxious to see how long it takes before like I bat his arm away. And
I do that to him.
when he when he gets really obnoxious, he'll come up to me and like try to like lick my hair or my face, and I'm just like, ew.
So Russ will be doing dishes. He'll be doing dishes, and our cleaning supplies are right underneath the sink where he'll be standing. And I'll go, hold on a second, hon, and I'll reach between his legs and open the cabinet and grab the cleaner out, and then I'll close the cabinet and I'll run my hand up the inside of his thigh, and he's like, oh damn! I'm like, just getting the cleaner. It's all good. It's all good.
That little tease. And they're like, oh, like, oh, I'm gonna get lucky. Oh,
actually, I'm not gonna lie. Any chance I get, I smack the butt.
I do that. That's my thing.
Or grab the ball.
I don't do that. I'm more of an ass smacker. That's definitely
I do that too.
My thing.
Like Jason will come up to me and like he'll like grab my ass, or he'll go like try to like grab the butt, like my boobs.
Yeah. Now, last night I had the funniest thing happen. So Eric rolls over in bed and he's like laying like on his back and he's snoring, and I'm like, oh gosh, here we go again. And I nudge him. I'm like, hey, roll over, you're snoring. And he goes, I can't. I said, why? He goes, I'm too tired.
That's a good excuse.
I'm like, well, I can't argue with that, but you need to roll over because you're snoring in my ear.
What's that meme? How's that go? Something about
like you're marrying someone who will like fall asleep within like 5 minutes and start snoring, and it'll bug the hell out of you.
No, the one about men snoring. If they're laying on their back and they're snoring, it's because their balls rolled into their butt crack and it caused a vapor lock or some shit. Yeah.
I remember that now. It like seals the butthole.
Yeah, that's the one.
All over their butt.
The release valve is covered.
And now they've got a vapor lock.
Yeah, there you go. Just adjust them. There you go.
Oh my god.
And then all of a sudden you're giving it attention, and then of course then he needs attention, and then
Eric says, wait, what? Okay, Eric, there's this meme that goes around that says something along the lines of, if a man is laying on his back and something about snoring. I'll find it. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
And Shana's like, I'm on it.
I keep I keep memes because I have friends that have meme competitions, and I kind of get involved sometimes.
Ooh,
well, I said one earlier, Chan, I don't think you were on. I think you left for a few seconds. I said Smith and Wesson and Hooters are joining up. They're gonna call it Titty Titty Bang Bang.
Yeah, I heard that one. Yeah, I just heard that whenever I put my earbuds in before I turn my camera on. I heard you say that. That's pretty funny. There it is. Why do men snore when they lie on their backs? It's because their balls fall over their butthole, which causes a vapor lock. That's what it is. That's exactly how it goes.
That's hilarious.
I love that so much.
I don't know. A girlfriend of mine, it was going around like a group of us at one point. And I'm not like, it was a bunch of guys that were in on it too. It was like a whole group of us that just dying laughing at that one for some reason.
It's funny. It's really funny.
It is funny. I like it. Russ laughed.
So
He laughed very hard.
So my girlfriend that moved to California is is starting a kitten rescue.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
And her name is Jeanette, and her husband's last name is Corner, so it's gonna be Kitten Corner Rescue.
Oh, I like that.
So
That's really nice.
I'm working on a little signage advo for her. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it.
Uh-huh.
There.
Oh, I love it.
oh, that's
Ooh, okay.
cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So that's why I look like I have like a big spotlight on my face right now, because I'm playing on my tablet here trying to get some things situated on it.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
That's really cool.
I follow a few
Thanks.
rescue groups, and one of them is I think it's called like the Cat Lady. She's out in LA, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And she rescues like a lot of kittens and raises them and tries to get them adopted or fostered.
Aww.
That's really nice.
And then there's a few
There's-
other foster groups
there's
that I
one-
follow.
Jeanette's
there's
probably
one group out here called Cats in the Hood or something like that. And Russ and I always give them donations and stuff like that. Yeah,
Jeanette's rescued a bunch of kittens.
they're really
like,
cool.
litters, like full litters of kittens, and kept them. And
Oh wow.
she's like, I'm just gonna start a rescue. I was like, that's pretty rad. Do it.
Yeah,
That's
like
awesome.
the cat
Yeah.
lady, she'll get like kittens that have just been born and like abandoned,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mhm.
she like cleans them and makes sure they get fed, and she keeps them in like incubators.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's how I got Kylo and Abby. Is that they were on the street,
Aw.
and Abby kept giving me
Wow.
her kittens, and Kylo ended up being one of them, and we kept him. And then the person who owned her finally gave her up, and we took her in immediately because she was trying to break into our house to stay with us.
Oh
Well,
wow.
If I could have a cat, I'd definitely have one now. But the house is too small. We have 2 dogs, and I wouldn't want to put a cat into like that type
Yeah.
of environment. So
One of
Can-
our cats, he
Right.
just showed up one night in like January or February, and we started feeding him on the front porch, and he would not come near us for a long time, and then he would come up and eat. We could be outside and he would come up and eat, and then it was just slowly getting him to trust us.
Mhm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it was like September, and you could tell he wanted to come in, but he was just so scared. My dad walked out, picked him up, and put him in the house and said, "There."
It was like done. Leave it
And
alone now.
now he's like, I love it here.
Well, we don't know,
Yep.
like he's got a lot of like PTSD or something, because he freaks out at like the littlest of things.
Oh, that's just a cat.
Mm.
Kylo's like that too. He freaks out at a plastic bag.
Otto does that, and he's a dog.
I have
He's the cat.
one
that
of my cats, my
you can't
asthmatic
put in
cat.
the carrier.
my asthmatic cat has high anxiety, so I have to kind of keep him calm or else he'll have an asthma attack. And then he freaks out because you have a mask on him and give him his inhaler. So it's like, yeah, double-edged sword. I'm going, calm down. They have they have a you know how you have the air freshener?
They have the
that you plug. Yeah, I have it. I'll go grab it. Hang on.
I've never seen a cat inhaler before. I didn't know animals could have inhalers. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I had no idea. But I guess,
have, muzzle.
Yeah. I mean, you do it for babies. So, I mean, it makes sense. I love rescued animals. Like, they're kind of my favorite creatures on the planet.
All of our animals have all been rescued animals. Either they have found us or we have found them.
Right?
Yeah. Usually they find us.
Especially
but we found
cats.
Saber. We found Saber, but he chose us. Like they had found him in a parking lot and we found him at PetSmart. And he's like, I went to put him back in the cage and he goes, no, I'm going with you. Like literally.
He was
fine.
Okay, so
like we're gone.
So this is his little kitty cat. This is his little kitty cat inhaler thing, and he uses regular albuterol like kids with that, like anybody with asthma does. But it has two different sizes depending on the size of their muzzle, and you have to hold them down and you put it over their face, and you have to cover their entire muzzle, and then you spritz the inhaler to it, and it'll help it get into their lungs.
Never knew.
It's fun when you have an asthmatic cat. Yeah, I didn't either until he had to go to the emergency vet, and they're like, "Yeah, you might want to get one of these." I was like, "That's a thing?" They're like, "Yeah,
that's really
good."
Okay,
interesting.
It's like $40, something like that. But they make
an
something
idea.
like
Just
that
put
for
the cat
little
in
kids.
a paper bag, spray it in the paper bag, and he runs around in there a bit, and then he's fine.
Jeez.
I have actually put him in his carrier and sprayed it into the carrier and put a blanket over it.
Interesting.
In a pinch before I got this. Yep. Because what they do in the vets is they put them in a tent for oxygen, and they put it's like a tented carrier for oxygen, and they'll do it with the inhaler if he's too anxious, they'll put him in the tent and they'll dose him with albuterol.
Interesting.
And I have kitty cat Prozac to keep him calm when he starts getting a little too rambunctious. Yeah.
I need to get that for madness.
I didn't know that. Like I know, like I've heard people say stuff about giving dogs Prozac or Xanax or something like that, but I guess I just never really registered. Right. Like I didn't have pets, you know what I mean, before I moved in to this house, and there are dogs here, and I've had my fish, and that was it. But it's really strange when once you have animals and you deal with these kind of things, and you never knew. Like it's like I didn't know this stuff. I didn't know this was a thing. How do you know? You don't know.
Right.
You don't know until you know.
Yeah, I've never had an asthmatic cat, and I didn't know it was a possibility to have an asthmatic cat. And then the first time I took him into the emergency vet because he couldn't breathe, and they were like, "Oh, he has asthma," and I went, "That they can have asthma?" And she goes, "Yeah." She said, "So here you go." She hands me a prescription for albuterol, and I went. She said, "I put it in your name so you can fill it under your insurance," and I was like, "Okay."
Nice.
Like, no problem. I said, so this is like people albuterol. She goes, yeah. She said, have you ever had albuterol? I go, yeah, my daughter has it for her asthma. She goes, it's the exact same thing. She said, you can use it on, I was, okay. I had no idea. She said just one squirt though, instead of with my daughter, it's 2.
Right.
I'm like, okay, that's cool. You know, and then they gave me his anxiety meds, and I'm looking at it going, that's the same stuff.
Because fireworks during the 4th of July, he was an absolute mess.
There is a thing that you can get. Xanax. You know how they have the air. Yep. You know those air fresheners that you plug into the wall and they let out the scent. There is one for anti-anxiety. Yep. That you plug in and it keeps them calm.
Yep. Interesting.
We tried using it with the cats and it didn't work. Our cats are weird.
Right.
Well, ours tend to try to
yes, your
avoid
cats
it.
are.
Our cats try to tend to avoid it, but it doesn't. I mean, it does. It helps a bit. It's not like
Right.
end all be all, but it does help a little bit. Like I found them this afternoon laying on the same bed, which is a huge feat.
Wow.
They might have been at the one at the foot of the bed and one at the head end of the bed, but they were on the same bed.
Oh wow.
Otto's just anxious.
My one cat, he probably needs medicine then. He can be medicated.
He's afraid of everything.
Or
like
behavior therapy.
cardboard, plastic, anything. If you make like a loud noise on the floor, you know, all that kind of stuff. He's very jumpy.
Except for me, he loves me. He'll sit there and lick me.
Well, he loves most people. Like I don't think he's met a person he doesn't like. It's just like, okay, so we live in a house full of toys. If we buy new toys and we sit upstairs on the bed or on the couch and we're opening toys and watching TV, his eyes get great big and he'll just stare at the packages like, don't get him near me. And if anything falls towards him, he freaks out and just runs across the bed and leaves or just freaks out.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's
he doesn't like it.
He might need to be
like fireworks or gunshots.
Yeah, that would be weird. Yeah, I don't
Yeah, it's a good thing we don't
a lot
have
of
dogs.
dogs don't like fireworks.
Yeah, Wobbles had a straight
our
panic
dog
attack
that we used
during
to have-
4th of July.
Really?
Aw.
Yeah.
How is Wobbles doing?
Our dog that we used
Good.
to have,
A lot better. Sorry,
Our
go
dog
ahead.
we used to have, he was scared to death of fireworks and any kind of loud noises or anything like that. He had a end table that he would go up underneath of, and he had his blanket under there, and he would curl up on the blanket under the end table and just lay there like, okay, this is my safe spot.
I had a friend who had a dog that would hide in the bathtub during the 4th of July.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a place to hide out.
Yeah, any loud noises like that would freak her out.
Well,
and she would just
ladies-
go hide.
Well, ladies, I hate to say it, but it's after 10.
Oh, okay.
I know. You don't even realize it.
Don't even realize the time went by.
This has been one of those days, like I looked up at the clock today at work and I went, oh crap, it's 10 minutes before I have to leave. I was like, wait a minute.
Where did the day
I
go?
was like, yeah.
It's better than the days
It's
where
like the
you
day
think
went
an hour,
really, really
2 hours
quick.
have gone by and it's only been 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
Exactly. I hate those days. That's Sunday when I work. Ugh. I hate that. All right. Well,
Okay.
everybody, please make sure that you check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those happy places. And be sure to listen to us on the live stream, on the stream. I'm sorry, not the live stream, on the audio stream. We're on all the major platforms. Make sure you review on like iTunes, because from what I understand, it does help. I'm not sure how, but whatever. I don't understand that crap very much because I didn't read the terms of an agreement. I just said, sure, I'll put my name right there.
It's like cutting the tag
It
off
was
the
a
mattress.
lot of little print. I didn't want to
Or
read
pillows.
You gotta be
You know
careful.
what?
If it's like the South Park episode, you could become part of a human centipede.
That's right. Be very careful.
it. Screw that shit. I want the tags off. They have to be off. Well, does anybody want to plug anything? Have anything you want to sell or promo or anything
Well,
like
I'll
that?
plug Hole in the Ground. We have some new products coming out, so take a look. Don't forget, Shannon's always available. Yay. And she's looking forward to hearing from anybody.
Yep.
I'm gonna shamelessly plug the fundraiser for New York Mike. It is still up on the realmofcollectors.com webpage. It will be in effect for another 2 weeks. And if if things are still steady, it might stay around for another week. If things kind of slow down, then it's just going to be the order's going to get dropped. It should get to me about a week after we drop the pre-order, and then the big shipping day happens and everybody will get their stuff. But yeah, and I'm gonna like shamelessly plug JD for his artwork, and just made just a beautiful art piece, and Mike Kincaid for his help on the just getting all of that situated and orders together and just dealing with the logistics of all of it. And then of course, Mr. Ace Milo for throwing that webpage together, which was absolutely phenomenal help from everybody. And so order some stuff. Let's help out Jaden and get some money to him and help him out as he grows into a young man, over the next 10 years. And I guess I'll shamelessly plug some shelf gravy, goodness, because I mean,
your new tats.
Oh yeah, I did.
Those are awesome.
I love your new tats.
I love your new tats.
They're beautiful.
Gosh, those are awesome.
So bright.
Yeah,
they're so you.
JD did a good job with some 8-bit stuff on my knuckles. Yeah, it's good stuff. I got some Pac-Man cherries and some burger and some ramen and some cupcake love and all the good coffee stuff on with them. Whatever. It's just a lot of fun. Which I'm just going to say this real quick also. I think tattoos should be fun stuff. It doesn't always have to be like memorial pieces or like memory stuff or whatever. It can just be goofy, fun stuff. Sometimes it should be.
I agree.
We all need a little more goofy, fun stuff in our life anyway. Things are getting a little too heavy, ladies. Time to lighten it up. Time to have a little fun.
Is.
Yes.
Time to take the weight off a little bit and enjoy some time. So let's hope that happens soon.
Yes.
So shameless plugs. Anybody else want shameless plugs? Do it.
Maka Designs. I'm a freelance artist, so if you want to, it's MAJKA Designs. I'm on Facebook. Message me whenever, and I can get back to you and do commissions. I also have prints up on Redbubble and Teespring, and my links on my Facebook page. And
I got mock face masks.
I got more coming out soon, so
I'm gonna probably have to get some for you.
Oh, cute.
So yeah, I got more designs coming out, and then you just keep an eye out for those. If you want like something personal or something unique, then just message me and I can work something out.
I'll do a plug-in.
Shameless.
Yep.
Shameless. Thank you.
You're fine.
Don't forget to listen to The Nerds Have Spoken. They should be having their newest episode up probably tomorrow morning. They actually just recorded tonight before our show. It's a lot of fun. It's a good fun show. So listen to them too. Watch them.
Do it.
And be sure to check out our lovely friends at MPSP Theater tomorrow night. They're on every Friday night at 9-ish because those boys don't know how to tell time.
9-ish.
So 9-ish. I harass them every Friday. But yeah, be sure to check them out. They've been really cool with us. They actually helped put this whole thing together when I was having issues getting some stuff together, and they were helping me out too. And thank you so much to Eddie Dustmites for our music, because he is just the beast. All right, ladies, have a wonderful night.
Like and
excellent
subscribe.
See you next week.
Like and subscribe.